Recording in progress.
Session is called to order. We ask everybody to stand up for the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiging, sa manlulupit, di ka masisingil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baghang, may ilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagtitinig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng waraming pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa ating ko. Aming ligaya na at may mga ating at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
The distinguished representative of ACT Teachers Party List is recognized for the invocation.
May I invite everyone for a moment of silence and feel the presence of Almighty Creator. Lord, we thank you for this wonderful day that you gather us together and once again perform our mandate and responsibilities to the Filipino people. We thank you for keeping us healthy and safe against COVID-19 and other dreaded diseases. Guide us and give us knowledge and wisdom in our deliberation and debate and approval of bills that would be helpful to our people. All this we ask in the sweet name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Congresswoman Castro. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we call the roll of members. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing now, the Secretary General is requested to hear the roll.
Roll call of members, honorable representatives, Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Omentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Baskug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Pari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Maria Laarni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Cojuangco, Colliantes, Crisologo, Cua, Cuaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, Deloso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Tuavit, Duhali, Duterte, D. Faustino Ino, D. Faustino Michael, D. Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Vico, Gullias, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Haloshos, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lakson, Lakson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim, Lim Gaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadatu, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marinho, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malaniaon, Uaminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Uano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Yeda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Savellano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Tuntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Biolago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Zarate, and Zubiri. Mr. Speaker, the roll call shows that 298 members responded to the call.
With 298 members responding to the call, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with approval of the, or I move that we now proceed to defer with the approval of the journal and request that the Secretary, I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? The chair hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles as well as the communications. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The Secretary General is so directed. Secretary General, please go ahead.
Reference of business, bills on first reading, House Bill number 9918, establishing a TESDA Municipal Training Center in Ubay, Bohol, by Representative Aumentado.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 9919, providing security of tenure for barangay health workers, by Representative Aumentado.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill number 9920, amending the Act expanding the coverage of incentives granting to national athletes, by Representatives Pineda and Romero.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill number 9921, improving teacher quality through establishment of a teacher education for achievers program, by Representative Yap Eric.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 9922, providing for 3,000 monthly inflation adjustment allowance for all government workers, by Representatives Gaite, Zarate, Culiamat, Castro Franz, Brosas, and Elago.
The Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill number 9923, granting additional benefits and privileges to public school teachers, by Representative Castelo.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 9924, converting the Bataan Peninsula State University Bagak Campus, by Representative Garcia Jose Enrique.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 9926, granting financial assistance to totally bedridden persons in the Philippines, by Representative Garin Sharon.
To the Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill number 9927, establishing the Security Industry Employees Retirement Account, by Representatives Kabatbat and Belmonte.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 9928, extending the validity of the authorization to solemnize marriage issued to priests, ministers, imam, or rabbis from a period of 3 years to 5 years, by Representative Gomart.
To the Committee on Revisions of Laws.
House Bill number 9929, providing for security of tenure for all casual contractual employees of the government who have rendered the prescribed years of service in the national government and the LGUs, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill number 9930, providing for a socialized microfinancing program for microenterprises, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise.
House Bill number 9931, mandating the payment of death and burial benefits to indigenous mandatory representative in barangays by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Indigenous Cultural and Communities and Indigenous People.
House Bill number 9932, renaming the Cebu Trans Central Highway as Emilio Mario R. Osmeña Jr. Highway by Representative Garcia.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill number 9944, establishing a comprehensive AFP modernization program by Representative Romero.
To the Committee on National Defense and Security.
House Bill number 9945, creating a Bureau of Private Schools by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 9946, increasing the penalties for the falsification of medical certificates in times of national health emergencies, including but not limited to test results and vaccination cards by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Revisions of Laws.
House Bill number 9947, improving teachers' quality and establishing a teacher education for achievers program by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 9949, converting the municipality of Baliwag, Bulacan into a component city to be known as the City of Baliwag by Representative Pancho.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill number 9952, creating the barangay Ibayong Banawe Ifugao by Representative Chungalao.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill number 9955, to promote investments in agriculture by easing farmland landholding restrictions and rationalizing land transaction processes by Representative Salceda.
The Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill number 9956, granting distinctive honors and privileges to national athletes, creating National Endowment Fund for Sports Heroes by Representatives Villanueva and Rivera.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill number 9957, providing for an e-vaccine card to all vaccinated individuals to ensure the safe mobility of vaccinated individuals locally and internationally and to prevent the proliferation of counterfeit vaccine cards by Representative Castelo.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill number 9958, exempting the emergency procurement of medical supplies and devices for COVID-19 prevention, control, and treatment from taxes, fees, and charges by Representative Salceda.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 9959, mandating annual psychiatric, psychological, drug, and physical tests for police officers by Representative Cabochan.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 9960, establishing a human trafficking prevention education program for the youth by Representative Cabochan.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 9961, providing free legal assistance to any officer or enlisted personnel of the AFP and the PNP on any charge before the prosecutor's office, court, or any competent body arising from an incident related to the performance of official duty by Representative Duterte.
The Committee on Justice, the Committee on National Defense and Security, and the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 9962, recognizing the role of the members of the Career Executive Service in effectively upholding, pursuing, and maintaining good governance and accountability in public service by granting them salaries, special allowances, retirement benefits, and privileges commensurate to their CES ranks by Representatives Duterte and Yap Eric.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill number 9963, establishing the Davao del Sur High School for the Arts by Representative Cagas.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 9964, establishing in the city of Digos and in every municipality in the province of Davao del Sur an alternative learning center system, community learning center by Representative Cagas.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 9965, expanding the objectives of the COVID-19 vaccine card by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill number 9966, enhancing the patient's right to medical expense transparency and preventing unexpected medical bills by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill number 9967, establishing educational technology clearinghouses by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 9968, establishing a crisis center for street children in every region of the Philippines by Representative
To the
Tambunting.
Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill number 9969, providing free legal assistance to any officer or enlisted personnel of the AFP and the PNP on any charge before the prosecutor's office, court, or any competent body arising from an incident or incidents related to the performance of official duty by Representative Yu.
To the Committee on Justice, the Committee on National Defense and Security, and the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 9972, an act creating an independent policy-making, quality assessing, research, and regulatory body for the education system in the Philippines, to be known as the National Education Commission, by Representative Lacson.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture, Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 9973, promoting the right to repair digital electronic products in the Philippines, by Representative Garcia Jan Pablo.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill number 9974, capacitating employees to avail of loans and improve credit scores by entering into salary deduction agreement with employers and creditor banks where they maintain a payroll account, amending for its purpose Article 113 of Presidential Decree number 442 by Representative Lacson.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill number 9977, extending the effectivity of exemption from import duties, taxes, and other fees for the procurement, deployment, and administration of COVID-19 vaccines, by Representative Garin Sharon.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 9978, granting franchise to Davao Light and Power Company Incorporated, by Representative Garbin.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchise.
Resolutions. House Resolution 2069, congratulating and commending Heidelin Diaz for making history in winning the Philippines' first Olympic gold medal by winning the women's 55-kilogram weightlifting category in the 2020 Olympics held at Tokyo, Japan, by Representative Banyas Nograles.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2070, commending and congratulating Nesty Alcaide Petesio for being the first Filipina boxer to secure a silver medal in the Olympics and for bringing pride, honor, and inspiration to the country and to Filipinas across the globe, by Representative Lopez.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2071, congratulating and commending Filipino boxer Nesty Petesio for winning the silver medal in the women's featherweight division, 57 kilograms, at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, by Representative Marquez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2072, congratulating and honoring Nesty Petesio for winning the second Olympic medal of the Philippines in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, by Representative Puno.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2073, urging the House through the Special Committee on Creative Industry and Performing Arts and other appropriate committees of the House to inquire on the state of the Philippine furniture industry and other related industries, by Representative De Venecia.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2074, commending and congratulating Nesty Petesio for being the first Filipina Olympic boxing medalist after winning silver in the Tokyo Olympics women's featherweight category, by Representative Castelo.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2075, urging the House Committee on Good Government to inquire on the qualifications, research methodologies, partnerships, and composition of Octa Research Philippines, by Representatives Herrera D.
To the Committee on Rules.
Garin Sharon. House Resolution 2076, directing the Committee on Energy or such other appropriate committee to inquire on the propriety of the increase in charges of Albay Power and Energy Corporation starting April 2021 onwards, by Representative Garbin.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2077, commending and congratulating the Iglesia Filipina Independiente on its 119th founding anniversary on August 3, 2021, by Representative Cayetano, Alan Peter, Cayetano, Maria Laarni, Villafuerte, Abu, and Defensor Michael.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2078, congratulating and commending Heidelin Diaz for winning the gold medal for the Philippines in the women's 55-kilogram weightlifting competition at the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2079, urging the House Committee on Economic Affairs to investigate the implication of the suspension of the Philippine Competition Commission's power to inquire compulsory notification and review motu proprio mergers and acquisition by below the 50 billion threshold under Bayanihan to Recover as One Act by Representative Rosas.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2080, commending Nesty Petesio for the exceptional performance in winning the Tokyo 2020 Olympics silver medal in the women's featherweight boxing division on August 3, 2021 in Tokyo, Japan. By Representative Malapitan, Martinez, Nieto, and Maceda.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2081, urging the Committee on Public Accounts to inquire the accurate determination of fit-all and the proper determination and timely disbursement of the fit-all funds. By Representative Garin, Sharon, Pineda, Rodriguez, Paduano, and Padiernos.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2082, directing the Committee on Muslim Affairs to inquire the brutal killing of Filipino Muslim online trader Nadia Kasar by Representative Hataman and Sangkopan.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2083, urging the DOT, DPWH, MMDA, and all LGUs to provide a motorcycle lane parallel to the bicycle lane on the rightmost lane of the road and to incorporate in the design and construction of all roads in the future within the metropolitan center of the country by Representative Sarmiento.
To the Committee on Transportation and the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Resolution number 2084, commending and congratulating Yumir Marcial for winning a bronze medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games by Representative Dalipi.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2085, congratulating Nesty Alcaide Petesio for becoming the first Filipino woman to win an Olympic medal in boxing and for winning silver medal in women's featherweight boxing event during the 2020 Tokyo Olympics by Representative C. Alvarado.
To the Committee on Rules.
Okay.
House Resolution 2086, congratulating Yumir Marshall for winning bronze medal in the men's middleweight boxing event during the 2020 Tokyo Olympics by Representative C. Alvarado.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2087, congratulating and honoring Yumir Felix Marshall for winning the third Olympic medal of the Philippines in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics by Representative Puno.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2088, congratulating and commending Nesty Alcaide Petesio for making history as the first Filipina boxer to win an Olympic silver medal in the Olympic Games and recommending the immediate and sensible awarding of 5 million pesos as per the National Athletes and Coaches Benefits and Incentives Act by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2089, expressing the profound condolences of the House to the family of Honorable Herminio Sanchez Aquino, former representative of the 3rd Legislative District of Tarlac during the 8th, 9th, and 10th Congresses by Representatives Velasco, Romualdez Ferdinand, and Paduano.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2090, congratulating and commending Nesty Alcaide Petesio for being the first Filipina boxer to win the silver medal in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games Women's Featherweight Division held in Tokyo, Japan by Representative Cagas.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2091, congratulating and commending Cagayanon Carlo Paalam for winning the silver medal in the men's boxing flyweight division at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, bringing pride and joy to the Philippines by Representative Rodriguez.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2092, congratulating and honoring Carlo Paalam for winning the 4th Olympic medal of the Philippines in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics by Representative Puno.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2093, congratulating, commending, and conferring the Congressional Medal of Distinction to Nesty Alcaide Petesio for winning the Philippines' first ever silver medal in women's boxing at the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics on August 3, 2021 by Representatives Velasco, Romualdez Ferdinand, and Paduano.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2094, commending and congratulating Yumir Felix de los Santos Marshall for his victory in the men's middleweight boxing at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and for bringing pride, honor, and inspiration to the country by Representative Lopez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2095, commending and congratulating Carlo Paalam for his victory in the men's flyweight division at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and for bringing pride, honor, and inspiration to the country by Representative Lopez.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2096, expressing profound sympathies and sincerest condolences of the House on the demise of Arlene Sinsuat de Castro, wife of former Vice President Manuel Noli de Castro.
The
By
Committee on Rules.
Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2097, expressing profound sympathies and sincerest condolences of the House to the bereaved family of Representative Herminio Hermi Aquino, representative of the 3rd District of Tarlac in the 8th, 9th, and 10th Congresses, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2098, commending and congratulating the Philippine delegation to the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan, July 23 to August 8, 2021, by Representative Bernos.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2099, congratulating Carlo Paalam for winning silver medal in the men's flyweight boxing event during the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, by Representative C. Alvarado.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2100, urging the adoption of a strategic sports development program that focuses on specific sports where Filipino athletes have competitive edge, by Representative Saviliano.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution number 2101, urging conceptualization, policy formulation and implementation, monitoring and evaluation of a national grassroots sports development program, and allocating financial and other assistance and resources needed, by Representative Sabeliano.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution number 210102, directing the appropriate House committee to investigate on the institutional and administrative impediments preventing the timely release of the special risk allowance to healthcare workers for purposes of instituting reforms, review of policies, and assessment of the DOH, by Representative De Los Santos.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2103, urging the House through the Committee on Agriculture and Food to investigate the steadily increasing prices of fertilizers, by Representatives Gulyamat, Sarate, Gaite, Brosas, Castro, Franz L., and Ilago.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2104, congratulating and commending Nesty Petesio for winning the silver medal in the women's boxing featherweight event in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, to become the first Filipino amateur boxing to win an Olympic medal in boxing, by Representative Mariana Hernandez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution number 2105, commending and congratulating Carlo Paalam for winning the silver medal in the men's boxing flyweight event at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, bringing home the Philippines another silver medal in men's boxing at the Olympics in 25 years, by Representative Mariana Hernandez.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2106, commending and congratulating Yumir Marshall for winning the bronze in the men's boxing middleweight event at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and contributing to the Philippines' best medal finish in the Olympics, by Representative Mariano Hernandez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2107, directing the Committees on Justice and Human Rights to jointly inquire into the implementation of the Anti-Enforced or Involuntary Disappearance Act of 2012, require pertinent reports from implementing government agencies and the Commission on Human Rights, and recommend remedial measures toward the Act's full and strict implementation, by Representative Lagman.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2108, commending and congratulating Nesty Petesio for winning the silver medal in the women's featherweight division at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, by Representative Dalipe.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2109, expressing the warmest congratulations and deepest gratitude to the dedicated women and men of the Philippine Olympic Delegation for their highly successful and historic performance in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, by Representatives Velasco, Romualdez Ferdinand, and Paduano.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2110, congratulating and highly commending the Philippine Olympic Committee Incorporated under the leadership of President Abraham Bambol Tolentino and all other officials thereof for their outstanding efforts in supporting and preparing Filipino athletes for competition in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics that enabled Filipino Olympians to achieve excellent performances in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and to bring home the biggest haul of Olympic medals in the history of Philippine sports, by Representative Albano.
The Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 2111, congratulating the Philippine Olympic Delegation for successfully representing the Philippine Republic in the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2112, calling for an investigation by the proper committee of the House regarding the information censorship methods of Facebook by Representative Defensor Michael.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2113, congratulating and commending Olympian Yumir Felix de los Santos Marshal for winning the bronze medal in the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan by Representative Sakaluran.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2114, commending and congratulating Carlo Paalam for winning the silver medal in the men's boxing flyweight division at the 2020 Olympic Games by Representative Dalipe.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2115, congratulating Ms. Heidelin Diaz for winning the first Olympic gold medal of the Philippines in the weightlifting competitions at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics by Representative Mariano Hernandez.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2116, congratulating, commending, and conferring the Congressional Medal of Distinction to Yumir Marshal for capturing the bronze medal in the men's boxing middleweight division at the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics by Representatives Velasco, Romualdez Ferdinand, and Paduano.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2117, directing the Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities and Indigenous Peoples and the Special Committee on Creative Industry and Performing Arts to jointly investigate into the alleged exploitation of renowned Filipino tattoo artist Apo Wangod by popular Palestinian-Israeli blogger Nusir Yassin of Nas Daily by Representatives Fernandez and Mangawang.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2118, expressing the profound sympathy and sincerest condolences of the House on the death of President Benigno Simeon Cojuangco Aquino III by Representative Lacson.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2119, commending and congratulating the Philippine Olympic Delegation for their outstanding performance at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games by Representative Dalipe.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2120, congratulating and commending Olympian Airman First Class Carlo Paalam for winning the silver medal in the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan by Representative Sakaluran.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2121, resolution directing the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to inquire on the alleged failure of the DOH to disburse and utilize allocated and available funds for the benefit of frontline health workers by Representative Kimbo.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2122, congratulating and conferring the Congressional Medal of Distinction to Carlo Paalam for bringing pride and honor to the country by winning the silver medal in the men's flyweight boxing event at the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics on August 7, 2021 by Representatives Velasco, Romualdez Ferdinand, and Paduano.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2123, calling for an inquiry by the appropriate committee of the House to review the propriety of the guidelines on the establishment, operation, and maintenance of tollway service facilities of the Toll Regulatory Board by Representative Gatchalian.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2124, commending the Philippine Sports Commission, led by PSC Chairman William Butch Ramirez, for the historic and exemplary performance of the Philippine delegation in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games by Representative Dalipe.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 2125, enjoining the expression of solidarity of the House through the Committee on Women and Gender Equality in the observance of the United Nations International Day for Rural Women every 15th of October annually by Representative Co. Elisa.
To the Committee on Women and Gender
House
Equality.
Resolution 2126, congratulating and commending Filipino boxer Yumir Felix Marshal for winning the bronze medal in the men's middleweight boxing division in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics by Representative Teves Jose.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2127, congratulating and commending Filipino boxers Nesty Petesio and Carlo Paalam for winning silver medals in two separate boxing divisions in 2020 Tokyo Olympics by Representative Teves Jose.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2128, urging the COMELEC to extend deadline for voter registration to deter massive voter disenfranchisement amid COVID-19 pandemic by Representatives Elago, Castro Fran, Zarate, Gaite, Culiamat, and Brosas.
The Committee on Suffrage and Electoral
House-
Reforms.
House Resolution 2129, urging the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability and Committee on Public Accounts to jointly investigate the grave inefficiency, gross incompetence, criminal negligence of the DOH in managing its funds to combat the COVID-19 pandemic by Representatives Zarate, Gaite, Culiamat, Castro Franz, Brosas, and Elago.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2130, adopting and endorsing the North Luzon Growth Corridor Strategic Plan for the comprehensive development of the North Luzon regions by Representatives Savellano, Singson Mihan, Arenas, Estrella, Gico, Bernos, Lara, Fariñas, Ria, Barba, Ortega, Irigel, Celeste, Espino, De Venecia, Agabas, Nolasco, Vargas, Alfonso, Albano, Goed, D. Ian, Tan Alaisa, D. Faustino Michael, D. Faustino Ino, Quaresma, Kua, Gato, Bulot, Gomart, Yap Eric, Chunggalaw, Mangawang, Dalog, Singson, Fariñas, Rudis, Salo, Belmonte, Lim, T. Alan, Tulfo, and Lacson.
To the Special Committee on North Luzon Growth Quadrangle.
House Resolution 2131, strongly urging the House through the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to investigate the proliferation of investment scams in the country and the conduct of the appropriate government agencies in response thereof, by Representatives Romero, Pineda, and Cardema.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2132, commending and congratulating Filipina boxer Nesty Alcaide Petesio for winning the silver medal of the Women's Boxing Featherweight Division at the 2020 Summer Olympics held in Tokyo, Japan, by Representative Jimenez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2133, commending and congratulating Filipino boxer Carlo Paalam for winning the silver medal of the Men's Boxing Flyweight Division at the 2020 Summer Olympics held in Tokyo, Japan, by Representative Jimenez.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2134, commending and congratulating Filipino boxer Yumir Felix D. Marshall for winning the bronze medal of the middleweight division at the 2020 Summer Olympics held in Tokyo, Japan, by Representative Jimenez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2135, directing the Committee on Public Accounts to inquire the revenue collections and the budget utilization of the BOC prior to and during the COVID-19 pandemic situation in the country, by Representative Singson.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2136, commending and congratulating the Philippine Olympic Committee under the leadership of President Abraham Bumble Tolentino for the successful and historic campaign of the Philippines at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, by Representative Dalipe.
To the Committee on Rules.
Communications, letters from certain municipal mayors, city mayors, and provincial governors informing the House of their reports on fund utilization and status of programs, projects, activities, implementation relative to Bayanihan Grant to cities, municipalities, and provinces, and local government support fund assistance to municipalities for certain months of 2020 and 2021.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letters dated April 7 and April 16, 2021 of the Commissioner BIR submitting to the House a copy of their consolidated monthly report of disbursements for the month of March 2021 and the statement of approved budget utilizations, disbursements, and balances for trust receipts for the quarter ending March 31st, 2021.
The Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated April 30, 2021 of the OIC Catanduanes State University submitting to the House a copy of their quarterly financial reports for the quarter ending March 31st, 2021.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated May 3, 2021 of the Assistant Secretary for Financial Management, DND, forwarding to the House copies of their reports on the actual quarterly income collection and utilization of the quarters ending December 31st, 2020 and March 31st, 2021, and on the quarterly estimated collection and utilization for the quarters ending March 31st, 2021 and June 30th, 2021 of the Veterans Memorial and Historical Division of the Philippine Veterans Affairs Office.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated May 21, 2021 of the State Auditor for OIC Supervising Auditor, Corporate Government Sector 3, Water Districts and other CGS standalone agencies, COA, furnishing the House with copies of the biennial audit reports for the years ending December 31, 2019 and December 31st, 2020 on various water districts.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated May 28, 2021 of the Undersecretary OIC PLLO submitting to the House the quarterly physical report of operations of the PLLO as of March 31st, 2021.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated June 2, 2021 of the Director 3 OIC Regional Office Number 4A, COA, furnishing with a copy of the annual audit report of the Southern Luzon State University for the year ending December 31st, 2020.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Committee reports. Report numbers 1104, 1105, 1106, 1107, 1108, 1109, 1110, 1111, 1112, 1113 of the Committees on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources and Appropriations on House Bill numbers 9933, 9934, 9935, 9936, 9937, 9938, 9939, 9940, 9941, and 9942. Report number 1114 of the Committee on Women and Gender Equality on House Bill number 9943. Report number 1115 of the Committees on Government Reorganization, Public Works and Highways, Ways and Means and Appropriations on House Bill number 9948. Report number 1116 of the Committees on Agriculture and Food Appropriations on House Bill number 9950. Report numbers 1117, 1118, 1119, 1123, 1124, 1127, 1128, 1133, and 1143 of the Committees on Tourism and Appropriations on House Bill numbers 9951, 9953, 9954, 9975, 9976, 9982, 9983, 9989, and 9999. Report number 1120 of the Committee on Labor and Employment on House Resolution 1792. Report numbers 1121 and 1122 of the Committee on Local Government on House Bill numbers 9970 and 9971. Report number 1125 of the Committees on Health and Appropriations on House Bill number 9980. Report number 1126 of the Committee on Foreign Affairs on House Bill number 9981. Report numbers 1129, 1130, 1131, and 1132 of the Committees on Public Works and Highways and Appropriations on House Bill numbers 9984, 9985, 9986, and 9988. Report number 1134 of the Committee on Ways and Means on House Bill number 9990. Report numbers 1135, 1136, 1137, 1138, 1139, 1140, 1141, and 1142 of the Committees on Justice and Appropriations on House Bill numbers 9991, 9992, 9993, 9994, 9995, 9996, 9997, and 9998. Report numbers 1144 and 1145 of the Committee on Justice on House Bill numbers 1000 and 10001.
To the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules, I move that we open the privilege hour.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the privilege hour is open. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I now move that the lady from the 1st District of Nueva Ecija, the Honorable Estrelita Swansing, be recognized to avail of the privilege hour.
The distinguished representative from Nueva Ecija is recognized. Ma'am, please go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues in this august chamber, I rise today on a matter of personal privilege. Today, allow me this opportunity to stand before you to make government understand the plight of our onion farmers in the province of Nueva Ecija and the entire country. Nueva Ecija prides itself as the top onion-producing province in the country, contributing more than 50% of the total onion productivity in the country. Being the representative of its 1st district, I would like to bring to your attention the current crisis that our local onion farmers have come across. Some of you may remember that around October of 2018, during the plenary debate on the appropriations of the Department of Agriculture, or DA, I communicated the concern of our onion farmers from Nueva Ecija regarding the oversupply of imported onions flooding the market. As such, locally produced onions are left in cold storages, depriving our farmers their returns on investment. Mr. Speaker, it has come to my attention that there has been an agreement between onion farmers and importers that onions may be imported only after the harvest of our local farmers. In support of this agreement, the Bureau of Plant Industry, or BPI, upon the direction of the Department of Agriculture, apparently agreed not to issue any sanitary phytosanitary import clearance, or SPIC, to importers until such time that the harvest of our local onions have been completed. May I also point out that Department of Agriculture, under the leadership of then Secretary Emmanuel Peñol and through the Bureau of Plant Industry, created Task Force Allium several years back. Task Force Allium is mainly entrusted to regularly conduct visits to cold storages to check stock inventories and monitor the prices of onion in the market. Though I personally believe that such inventory is also necessary before any import clearance should be issued in order to protect the welfare of our local onion growers. On July 12 to 16 of this year, through this allium monitoring team of the Bureau of Plant Industry, cold storages were monitored in the regions 1, 3, 4A, 4B, and in the National Capital Region. The total stock of red onions in metric tons found in our cold storages is 61,170.19 metric tons, while yellow Granex onions is 5,538.64 metric tons. To sum it all up, it was concluded that 99.4% of the stocks of red onion found in cold storages came from our local farmers, while 0.6% came from importers. For yellow onions, 92.2% came from the hard work of our farmers, while 7.8% were merely imported. It was computed that the supply of onions would last 3 months and 9 days for red onions and a month and 10.5 days for yellow onions. Mr. Speaker, ako ay tumatayo ngayon upang tawagin ang pansin hindi lamang ng mga kagalang-galang na kinatawan ng mababang kapulungan na ito, kundi pati na rin ang pamunuan ng kagawaran ng agrikultura upang ipahayag ang kalunos-lunos na kalagayan ng ating mga manananim ng sibuyas. Hindi lingid sa kaalaman ng marami sa atin, unti-unti nang namamatay ang industriya ng bawang sa ating bansa. Huwag nating hayaan na matuluyan na ding matunaw ang industriya ng sibuyas na pinagkukunan ng kabuhayan ng maraming magsasaka dahil na rin sa kapabayaan ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno. Ilang araw pa lamang ang nakalilipas pamula nang dumulog sa akin ang mga kooperatiba ng manananim ng sibuyas upang ipaalam na muling bumabaha ang sibuyas na pula sa ating merkado. Ang mga sibuyas na ito ay hindi tanim ng ating mga magsasaka, kundi angkat mula sa ibang bansa na madaling makilala at mapatunayan base na rin sa mga katangian nito. Noong nakaraang buwan, nagpasya ang mga magsisibuyas ng Nueva Ecija upang makipagpulong sa mga opisyales ng Department of Agriculture at ng Bureau of Plant Industry upang alamin kung bakit ang importasyon ng sibuyas ay napayagan ng BPI sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng import clearance sa kabila ng kawalan ng konsultasyon sa mga magsisibuyas alinsunod sa pinag-uutos ng kagawaran. Bakit napayagan ang pag-angkat ng pulang sibuyas sa kabila ng bastanteng supply nito sa mga cold storages? Ayon sa mga kooperatiba ng magsisibuyas sa Nueva Ecija pa lamang, ay mayroong supply na 1,393,993 na sako ng pulang sibuyas na tatagal hanggang 3 buwan. At ayon din sa kanila, ang importasyon ng sibuyas ay nagsimula ng Oktubre noong nakaraang taon at umabot halos hanggang Marso ng taong ito kung kailan umaani na sila. Dahil sa malungkot na kaganapang ito, marami sa mga lokal na pulang sibuyas ay hindi maibebenta sa merkado at malamang na mabubulok na lamang sa kinalaunan. Paano na ang mga manananim na nagsisikap upang mamuhunan at nagbilad sa init ng araw upang may maipanusto sa kanilang mga pang-araw-araw na mga pangangailangan? Ipinaliwanag ng Bureau of Plant Industry sa pamamagitan ng Director George Scolaste sa ilan na kooperatiba ng magsisibuyas na ang kanyang tanggapan ay hindi nag-issue ng anumang import clearance para sa pulang sibuyas, bagkus ang nilabas lamang nito ay import clearance para sa puting sibuyas na mababa na ang bilang sa mga cold storages. Ipinahayag din ng BPI na regular itong nakikipag-ugnayan sa pamunuan ng Bureau of Customs upang hulihin at sabatin ang mga smuggled na sibuyas. Hiniling rin ng BPI sa Bureau of Customs na magkaroon ng 100% inspection sa mga importasyon ng sibuyas. Ngunit sa kabila ng lahat ng mga mekanismong ito na ipinatutupad ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno, mistulang tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang pagpasok sa bansa ng smuggled na pulang sibuyas na siyang bumabaha sa ating mga palengke at merkado. Sa kasamaang palad, ang pahayag na ito ng Bureau of Plant Industry ay tila taliwas sa mga aktwal na mga kaganapan. Noong ika-20 ng Agosto, sa isang pandinig na House Committee on Agriculture and Food sa pangunguna ni Chairman Mark Inverga, ipinahayag ng Local Onion Growers for National Economic and Trade Agricultural Cooperative na may kopya sila ng import clearance na linabas ng BPI noong ika-12 ng Agosto para sa pag-angkat ng pulang sibuyas. Mr. Speaker, mayroon ding mga haka-haka na ang sibuyas na pula ay inihahalo sa sibuyas na puti upang ito ay maipasok sa bansa. Ano ba ang mga hakbang na tinatahak ng Department of Agriculture upang matugunan ang mga suliraning ito? Napapanahon na siguro na ang muling pag-igtingin ang tungkulin ng Task Force Allium. Hindi kaila sa inyo na marami na sa ating mga magsisibuyas ay mariinding umaalma at nagkukundina sa tinatawag na price manipulation. Sinasabi na ang price manipulation ay gawain ng ilang mayayamang negosyante na bumubuo ng isang kartel na walang mabuting layunin kundi pabagsakin ang industriya ng sibuyas. Sa tuwing bumababa ang reserba ng sibuyas at pinapayagan ng pamahalaan ang pag-angkat ng sibuyas, ang kartel na ito ay sinasabing nag-aangkat ng labis na dami ng sibuyas at ito ay inilabas sa tuwing panahon ng ani upang pababain ang presyo ng lokal na sibuyas. Totoo nga ba na ito ang layunin ng kartel upang tuluyan ng ilibing ang industriya ng sibuyas at ang buong bansa ay umasa na lamang sa pag-aangkat ng sibuyas? Anong kabutihan ang idudulot ng pagmamanipula ng presyo ng sibuyas sa merkado na sumisikil sa karapatan ng mga magsasaka na makapamuhay ng maayos at patas? Mr. Speaker, let me take this opportunity to call the attention of the Department of Agriculture and the Bureau of Plant Industry to reassess how far it has gone in terms of increasing the productivity of our onion farmers. This may be the right time to discuss how we can further protect our local farmers in this age of free trade agreements. Mr. Speaker, let me reiterate 3 points in the hope of making the concerned government agencies understand the miserable future of our onion farmers. First and foremost, the Bureau of Plant Industry must control the issuance of import clearances. Once and for all, let us address this problem and protect our farmers. Secondly, the Bureau of Plant Industry, in close coordination with the Bureau of Customs, should prevent the smuggling of onions into the country. It does not only flood our markets with imported onions, it deprives the government of the much needed revenue that can be utilized to provide assistance to our farmers and ultimately lower the cost of production. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, if we are to compare the farm gate price of locally produced onions with its retail value, the difference is very marginal. This is a clear indication of price manipulation, which might be the nefarious ways of an onion cartel. If indeed there are cartels, then it should not only be dismantled, but most importantly, those involved should have their day in court and be dealt with through the full force of the law. As one of the pillars of our nation and the backbone of our economy, the welfare of farmers should always be preserved and protected. It is high time for us legislators to heed the call of our beloved farmers and act accordingly for their well-being, whom, after all these years, have provided food on our tables and have remained noble with regards to their work. I believe, alongside many others, that it is incredibly vital that relevant, responsive, and timely policies be issued by the Department of Agriculture so that we may be able to institutionalize the current mechanisms in protecting onion farmers and reinforce it if necessary so that once and for all, we can address this persistent problem that has been going on for many, many years. This would require a multi-stakeholder approach, which should include not only the Department of Agriculture and its concerned attached agencies, the Bureau of Customs, the private sector, particularly the importers, and most importantly, our onion farmers. Mr. Speaker, I request this August Chamber to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation about the illegal importation and smuggling of onions and its price manipulation, and that it be referred to the Committee on Agriculture and Food of the House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, maraming salamat po sa pagkakataon na binigay ninyo sa akin upang ipahayag ang damdamin at sigaw ng ating magsasaka ng sibuyas. Magandang hapon po. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you to the Honorable Swan Singh, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the gentleman from Bayan Muna Party List, the Honorable Ferdy Gaite, for his interpellation. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Gaite is recognized via Zoom.
Salamat po, Mr. Speaker. At sana po sa panahon ngayon ay nanatiling ligtas ang lahat nating mga kasamahan sa Kongreso at din sa labas. Sa ating kagalang-galang na sponsor, Congresswoman Slavita Sunsing, pahintulutan ba ang kinatawang itong magkaroon lang na ilang clarifications sa napakagandang paliwanag sa inyong binigkas na privilege speech, Mr. Speaker.
It is my honor, Mr. Speaker.
Salamat po. Hindi katakataka po na ang ating kumakatawan sa Nueva Ecija ay pag-usapan ang napakahalagang isa sa mga main crops ng Nueva Ecija, ang sibuyas. Initial na information, sabi daw, 90%. Ewan ko kung ganun yung figures. Kung tama, i-correct nyo na lang po ako sa ating galing speaker. Kung 90% daw ng produksyon ng sibuyas sa buong Pilipinas ay malaking bahagi ay nanggagaling na sa Nueva Ecija. Kaya po napakahalaga talaga na usapan ito sa panahon ngayon na ang mga batayang produkto tulad ng sibuyas, kamatis, bigas, palay ay nagmamahalan. Kung kaya't katakataka na doon sa mga ilang nabanggit ng ating kagalang-galang na sponsor ay kahit na ito ay staple produce ng Nueva Ecija, yung ating mga magsasaka apparently ay hindi nakikinabang in the same way yung ating consumers. Kasi sa madalas sa panahon, ang presyo ng produktong ito ay napaka-volatile. No? May mga panahon na sobra talagang mahal. Hindi mo na maintindihan. Pero on the other hand, tama po kayo, meron namang apparently sufficient supply. Kaya malaking katanungan ito. Mga ilang katanungan lang po, kagalang-galang na Congresswoman ng Nueva Ecija, ng Central Zone, kung saan may pinakamataas na produksyon ng sibuyas. Doon sa mga data po na binanggit nyo, ito ho ba'y real time yung sinasabi nyo po? Kasi ang isang importanteng decision point ay kung kailan dapat mag-import or kailan huwag mag-import, hindi ba? Kasi alam po naman natin na kapag ikaw ay mag-import sa panahon na napakaraming produce, definitely may impact yan sa ating local producers, no, in terms of pricing, availability no stocks at iba pa. Doon sa nabanggit ko pong data, real time po yan at saan po nanggaling yan? Kasi nga po, yun yung isang concern natin sa matagal na panahon, whether we are getting real time data doon sa monitoring of stocks. Nabanggit ko po yung iba ay nanggagaling mismo sa mga plantasyon, pero nabanggit nyo rin po, merong iba nasa cold storage. Kaya bang talagang yan data na yan ay real time para meron tayong good decision making sa usapin ng kailan mag-import o kailan hindi mag-import, Madam Sponsor?
Mr. Speaker, noong pong panahon ni Secretary Peñol, meron pong tinatawag na Task Force Allium na siya pong nagmo-monitor. So ito po ay tinitingnan niya ang mga warehouses, dun po sa mga bagong ani at meron pong monitoring ng cold storages. So nung panahon po na yon ay meron pong agreement na ang importation po ay dapat dumating lang hanggang Enero. Dahil nag-uumpisa na po kami mag-ani tuwing Pebrero. So meron pong mga mechanisms na ginagawa ang ang kagawaran ng Department of Agriculture at ngayon po ay present pa rin ang Task Force Allium. So yun po ang nagmo-monitor. So meron pong real time, basta po ginagawa lang ng Task Force Allium ang kanyang trabaho.
Salamat po sa clarification. Very essential yung information po na yan, tama po, no? Dahil yan nga po yung nabanggit nyo na kaya kailangan i-monitor yan sa ilalim ng Task Force Allium ay tama po naman para protektahan din yung ating mga mamimili, depende sa antas ng produksyon ay panaka-naka, no? Baka kailangan nga mag-import. Pero sa mga panahon na maraming bumabaha ang produce, then obviously the decision point should be to minimize or walang importation pansamantala. So meron tinatakda mga panahon kung kailan dapat wala na ngang importation, January pinabanggit. So pero tulad na nabanggit ko kanina, meron na kayo mga recommendations, no? Tatlo yung narinig ko, no? Pero ang isang tama pong observation nyo, in the regime of trade liberalization under the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trades, the World Trade Organization, supposedly, wala nang barriers, no? sa trade. Unfortunately, kadalasan ang talo in this mechanism are ito nga no, yung mga Pilipinas na nagpo-produce ng mga low value crops. Ang masama pa nito, nagko-compete pa yung mga ibang abante mga bansa in terms of mas mataas ang kanilang produksyon, mataas ang kanilang level ng teknolohiya. Probably talo tayo no in terms of yung inaabot ng kanilang paraan ng pagtatanim ng sibuyas. Tayo masasabi natin hindi pa ganun ka taas yung antas ng produksyon dahil nga sa maraming usapin, no, kakulangan sa abono, problema sa patubig, problema sa lupa at iba pa. So, Madam Sponsor, isang tanong na lang po. Doon sa mga rekomendasyon nyo, may minumungkahi kayo na dapat araling maigi, no? Ng authorities tulad ng Department of Agriculture, to the Bureau of Plant and Industries. Ngayon, merong similar mechanism supposedly para protektahan yung ating rice production. Tulad ng tinatawag na minimum access volume, yung originally merong quota restrictions. Pero with the advent of WTO, wala na yan. Sa tingin nyo ba, pwedeng i-adapt yung parang ganyang mga measures para protektahan din yung ating industriya no, ng magsisibuyas? On top pa, yung problem, at this is a very concrete problem, yung problem na ng smuggling, no? Na, ay nako, parang wala, paulit-ulit na problema yung smuggling to the detriment of our local producers. Liban dyan, ano ba tingin nyo ba pwede pa natin gawin para protektahan yung industriya ng mga magsasaka nagtatanim ng sibuyas sa ating kagagalang sponsor?
Mr. Speaker, napakaganda po ng sinabi ng ating kasama, si Representative Gaite, na tularan ang ginagawa natin dun sa rice. No? At siguro ang gagawin po natin ay kung ito po ay magkaroon na ng deliberation sa komite, ay yan po ay ating irerekomenda. Siguro ganyan po ang ating gagawin, Representative Gaite.
Maraming salamat po. Malaki talaga yung ating kailangan gawin. Sa lahat ng ating mga magsasaka, ating local producers, ay hirap na yon na ngayon. Ano? Hindi lang itong before the pandemic, but several years before, dahil nga sa pagpasok natin sa WTO, nung ibinukas ang trade na tila, no, wala nang hadlang, no, yung phytosanitary inspection na lamang ang parang basis, no, but other than that, ay practically wala nang quota restrictions at iba pa. Pero kami ay kaisa doon sa panawagan na dapat imbestigahan ang nagaganap na mga suliranin patungkol sa ating mga magsasakang nagtatanim ng sibuyas na ngayon ay tulad ng maraming ito natin magsasaka ay tinatamaan na rin doon sa pandemya ng trade liberalization sa usapin ng produktong sibuyas at iba pa. So salamat po at nakikisa po kami sa inyong pinapanukalang investigasyon at sinusuportahan po namin ang panawagan. So salamat po, Madam Sponsor.
Maraming salamat, Congressman Gaite, sa inyong suporta.
Thank you to the Honorable Gaite, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, inasmuch as there's no more House member who wishes to interpolate, I move that we refer the speech of the Honorable Swansing to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. Along with the interpolator. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank you, Honorable Swansing. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Franz Castro of ACT Teachers Party List for her privileged speech.
My kababayan, the Honorable Franz Castro is hereby recognized.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker. Magandang araw, Ginoong Speaker, at sa mga kapwa ko kinatawan. Ang buwan ng Agosto ay buwan ng wika at buwan din ng kasaysayan sa Pilipinas. Napakagandang pagkakataon ito upang linawin at iba't ibang hamon na kinakaharap natin sa ngayon. Bunsod ng pandemya, matinding krisis sa kabuhayan ang dinaranas ng sambayanang Pilipino sa kasalukuyan. Marami sa ating mga kababayan ang nawalan ng trabaho, nabawasan ng kita, nabaon sa utang dahil sa mga hindi mabayarang bill sa ospital, nagkasakit ang buong pamilya, namatayan, walang makain o naghihintay ng ayuda. Sa makatuwid, dumarami ang naghahangad na makabuluhang pagbabagong panlipunan sa ngayon. Umaasa ang marami nating kababayan ng paparating na halalan ay magiging oportunidad para sa pagpapatampok ng mga isyung malapit sa puso ng masang Pilipino. Malinaw na ang mga wikang sariling atin ang pinakamabisang gamitin sa pagsusulong ng mga makabuluhang reformang sosyo-ekonomiko na magpapabuti sa buhay ng mga ordinaryong mamamayan. Higit nating naramdaman ngayong pandemya ang kahalagahan ng wikang sarili sa pagtatala at pagpapaliwanag ng mga usaping pangkalusugan at mga karanasan ng bayan. Partikular sa krisis na dulot ng COVID-19. Kaya marapat na bigyang prioridad ang pagsasabatas ng muling pagiging mandatory ng mga kursong ito. Kaugnay nito, isinumiti ng inyong lingkod ang isang panukalang batas upang bigyang tinig sa bulwagan ng Kongreso ang advokasiyang pangwika ng tanggol wika at iba pang mga samahang pangwika at grupong makabayan. Ilan sa ating mga kapwa kongresista ang naging co-author na rin po para ibalik ang pagtuturo ng Filipino at panitikan sa kolehiyo. Nakatulong ng malaki ang Pilipinisasyon ng mga material hinggil sa bakuna at pagbabakuna para mapawi ang vaccine hesitancy sa ating bansa. Ngayon nga'y wala nang halos bantulot sa pagpababakuna. Halos lahat ng ating mga kababayan ay nais nang magpabakuna. Pinipilahan ang mga bakunahan na may sistemang walk-in at lahat ng mga pangkat ng mga profesional sa sektor ng kalusugan ay nakikiisa sa panawagang bilisan ang pagbili ng sapat na bakuna at ang bakunahan sa buong bansa mismo. Kaugnay nito, pinupuri natin ang mga unit ng mga lokal na pamahalaan na gumamit ng wikang sarili sa kanilang mga website para sa rehistrasyon sa pagbabakuna at sa kanilang mga regular na anunsyo tungkol sa pandemya. Gayunman, dapat bigyang diin na gaano man kasipag ang mga lokal na pamahalaan. Kulang pa rin ang bakunang ibinibigay sa kanila ng gobyernong pambansa. Ang kakulangan ng mga bakuna sa mga bansang may hirap o hindi gaanong maunlad gaya ng sa atin ay pinalala ng kawalan ng technology transfer at pagkakaroon ng teknolohikal na superioridad ng mas maunlad na mga bansa. Bagay na bunga ng neokolonyal na sistemang ekonomiko na nangingibagaw pa rin sa ating mundo. Eksakto ang focus ng opisyal na tema para sa pagdiriwang ng buwan ng wika ngayong taon, ang proseso ng dekolonisasyon. Kailangan nating palayain ang ating sarili sa neokolonyal na sistema. Kailangan nating paunlarin ang mga sarili nating industriya. Kailangan tayong mamuhunan sa ating serbisyong pangkalusugan. Kailangan tayong manaliksik at magplano sa wikang sariling atin. Mayroon man o walang pandemya, tiyak na mananatiling matibay ang ating bansa at resilient ang ating mga mamamayan kung ganap na tayong nakalaya sa pangaalipin ng ibang bansa. Ang paggamit ng wikang sarili sa loob at labas ng Kongreso ay isang munting hakbang tungo sa tunay na kalayaang pangkultura, pampolitika at pang-ekonomiya. Sana'y dumating ang araw na hindi lamang pang-Agosto ang wikang pambansa at ang mga proklamasyon ng pagkamakabayan. Nagpapasalamat po tayo sa grupong Tanggol Wika sa pamumuno ni Professor David Michael San Juan na patuloy at iba pang mga advocates na patuloy na nagsusulong ng wikang pambansa at mga katutubong wika sa ating bansa. So ito lamang, Ginoong Speaker, at maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang wikang pambansa at mga katutubong wika ng mga Filipino.
Maraming salamat, Honorable Castro. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, inasmuch as there's no House member who wishes to interpolate, I move that we refer the speech of the Honorable Castro to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Sara Jane Nalago of Kabataan Party List for her privileged speech. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Representative from Kabataan Party List is recognized via Zoom. Please proceed.
Isang makabayan na pagbati na punong-puno ng pag-asa sa ating pagkakaisa at paglaban ngayong Agosto, ang buwan ng wikang pambansa at ng mga katutubong wika ng Pilipinas. Ito po ay buwan kung kailan atin ding ipinagdiriwang ang pandaigdigang araw ng mga kabataan sa buong mundo at ang linggo ng kabataan ito naman sa ating bansa. Tunay pong napapanahon ang tema ng International Youth Day sa taong ito. Ang pagbabago ng mga sistema ng pagkain, tampok ang mga inobasyon ng mga kabataan para sa kalusugan ng tao at kalusugan ng planeta. Ang kaugnay nito ay ang mga partikular na pinagkaisang tema ng mga kabataang Pilipino, ang paglilinang sa mga kabataan bilang tagapagtaguyod rin ng hustisyang panlipunan. Ang sistema ng pagkain sa isang bayan ay sumasalamin sa pagkamit ng hustisyang panlipunan. Hanggat may Pilipinong humaharap sa napakatinding gutom o naghihirap, hindi natin maaasahan ang buong-buong pagsasakatuparan ng mga pantay na karapatan na para sa lahat. Higit itong nararanasan ng mas maraming Pilipino sa gitna ng pandemya. Sa sunod-sunod na kalamidad at patong-patong na krisis, dulot ng naging tugon sa COVID-19 pandemic, ang kapos na solusyong medikal, walang tigil ng mga panggigipit, mga iligal na pag-aresto, mga pamamaslang, paglabag sa karapatan, at paglala ng klima ng impunidad at kawalang hustisya sa ating bayan. Nasaksihan natin ang kaliwat kanan na pangunguna ng mga kabataan, estudyante, at ating mga kababayan sa pagtataguyod hindi lamang ng pagtutulak ng mga hakbang upang palakasin ang promosyon ng mga karapatan ng mga human rights defenders, ngunit gayon din sa antas naman ng mga komunidad ang paglaban hindi lang sa COVID-19, kundi sa gutom at pagkakasakit ang paglulunsad ng iba't ibang community relief efforts at initiatives, kabilang na ang mga community pantry, community kitchen, at mga kapit-kamay alternative learning assistance for the youth, kasama na ang mga student aid network na nagtutulak ng iba't ibang ayuda para sa mga estudyante at iba pang stakeholders sa edukasyon. Napakahalaga ng gampanin ng mga kabataan na may lakas, talento, at oras upang higit na patampukin rin ang mga panawagan ng masa. Hindi sapat Ang lockdown, hindi sapat ang bakuna lang, dapat libre ang testing at pagpapagamot sa COVID-19. Gayon din ang agarang contact tracing at pamimigay ng ayuda. Pagdating naman sa seguridad sa pagkain, kritikal dito ang suporta sa agrikultura, lokal na produksyon ng makakain, kabuhayan, at kapakanan ng mga magsasaka. Sa kagyat, kailangan ang hindi bababa sa 15,000 na agricultural productivity subsidy sa mga magsasaka at mangingisda at sa pangmatagalan ang pagtindig ng pambansang ekonomiyang nakasalalay sa industrialisasyon, tunay na reforma sa lupa, pagpapalakas ng mga micro, small, medium enterprises, pampublikong transportasyon at pagpapaunlad ng paglikha ng trabaho at kabuhayan para sa lahat. Dapat nang wakasan ang pangunguna ng iilan lamang na dambuhalang korporasyon at malalaking dayuhang interes sa ating sariling bayan dahil nararapat lamang na interes ng mamamayang Pilipino ang mamayani sa ating bayan. Napakalaki po ng nakataya sa kasalukuyan at sa kinabukasan ng mga kabataang Pilipino lalo na't nalalapit na ang halalan sa 2022. Dahil sa sunod-sunod ang suspension ng voter registration sa mga lugar na ilang beses nang nagbalik sa ECQ, gayon din sa MECQ areas, at marami pa rin hindi makalabas dahil sa lockdown, malaking pangangailangan na ang kahit isang buwan na extension sa pagpaparehistro. Mahalagang hakbang ito upang tiyakin na ligtas na makakapagparehistro ang milyon-milyon pang mga kabataan at ating mga kababayan upang makaboto sa darating na halalan. Kasama ng Kabataan Party List ang higit sa 100 organisasyon, konseho ng mga mag-aaral at sangguniang mga kabataan na nananawagan, extend voter registration. Nauna nang tinanggihan ng COMELEC ang mga panawagan para sa extension ng voter registration nitong nakaraang linggo, Ginoong Speaker. Ngunit nananawagan po muli ang mga kabataan na dapat ang COMELEC ang mag-adjust at palawigin po ang period ng voter registration kahit hanggang October 31 upang bigyan pa ng konsiderasyon ng pagkakataon ng napakarami pang mga unregistered na hindi makalabas o hindi man lang makapila sa mga appointments online dahil po sa mga mas pinahigpit na restriction dulot ng pandemya. Nananawagan din kami sa lahat ng mga kabataan at mga hindi pa nakakapagparehistro na magparehistro upang makaboto at irehistro rin ang ating pagkakaisa, paglaban at paninindigan para sa makabayan at makabuluhang pagbabago mula sa agenda sa kalusugan, sa edukasyon, agrikultura, sa kabuhayan, serbisyo, ekonomiya, tugon sa krisis pang klima hanggang sa pagtatanggol ng ating pambansang soberanya. Register to vote and register to push for the youth and people's demands and aspirations. Sa lahat ng ito, itinatanim natin ang pag-asa sa bawat pagkilos, sa bawat paglaban, para sa kalusugan, kabuhayan at karapatan. Tiyak natin ito ay magbubunga ng mas marami pang mga kabataan na nagmamahal sa kapwa, sa komunidad at sa ating buong bayan. Ating aanihin, hindi lamang sa kasalukuyan, kundi maging sa kinabukasan, ang lahat ng bunga ng pagsusulong ng seguridad sa pagkain, edukasyon, ligtas na balik eskwela, kalusugan, trabaho, kabuhayan, karapatan at soberanya. Namumukadkad rin ang maningning na kasaysayan ng mga pakikibaka at tagumpay ng mga kabataan laban sa abuso, pang-aapi, pagsasamantala at pandarampong. Ang napakahalagang kampanya na ito ay kailanman hindi tatalikuran ng mga kabataan. Kailanman, hindi natin hahayaang malanta ang malagong diwa ng pagkakaisa at paglaban ng mga kabataan, lalo na sa paniningil ng hustisya at pananagutan mula sa mga abuso sa kapangyarihan at mga lumabag sa karapatan ng mamamayan. Payayabungin pa natin ang kapit kamay at sama-samang pagtutulungan sa pagpapatuloy ng ating mga nasimulan at pagpapalakas ng ating mga pagkilos. Patuloy nating lilinangin ang ating mga kaalaman, mga kakayahan, at higit sa lahat, ang ating kapasyahan na paglingkuran ang sambayanan bilang mga pag-asa ng bayan. Magpakatatag at tumindig ng may dangal ng tulad ng isang punong hitik na hitik sa bunga at matibay sa kabila ng kagipitan, mga atake at hamon ng panahon. may pag-asa sa pagkakaisa at paglaban. Sisibol rin ang mas magandang bukas para sa mga Pilipino, sa ating bansang Pilipinas at sa ating kalikasan at planeta. Muli, pagbati mula sa kabataan ngayong buwan ng wikang pambansa at mga katutubong wika Pilipinas, pagbati sa pandaigdigang araw ng mga kabataan at linggo ng kabataan, mabuhay ang mga pag-asa ng bayan. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Honorable Elago. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. There being no one who wishes to interpolate, I move that we terminate the privilege hour.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Privilege hour terminated. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may I move that the said privilege speech made by the Honorable Sara Elago be referred to the Committee on Rules.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the Honorable Lito Atienza for his manifestation.
The Honorable Atienza is recognized via Zoom. Our distinguished representative from Buhay, Party List.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was raising my hand right after Congresswoman Swansing delivered that message to the House, which to me a very, very critical and relevant matter that the House should attend to. Eh, wala pong kumilala sa akin, hindi po kami ma-mute. So I'd like to manifest one simple request that Congresswoman Swansing files a formal resolution for Congress to look into the onion industry's predicament and problems today. Suriin, pag-aralan, para po naman matulungan natin ang ating mga magsasaka. And I'd like to request Congresswoman Swansing if she may decide to file a resolution. Ako po ay nagbo-volunteer to be a co-sponsor. Dahil po naniniwala ako rin sa kanyang mensaheng dinala sa atin sa hapong ito. Kung maaari po, ako ay maging isang co-sponsor ng resolution niya so that together we will pursue the issue and the plight and the problems of the onion farmers today. Salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Atienza. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the manifestation of the Honorable Lito Atienza is very well taken.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed to the consideration of measures under third reading. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read House Bill 7724
The Secretary
and
General
thereafter.
recognized for the approval on matters on third reading.
Mr. Speaker, may I move that the Secretariat be directed to read the title of House Bill 7724 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Bill number 7724, an act granting Philippine citizenship to Patrick Francois Renucci. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 7724 on third reading. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas, Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista, Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Beron, Bolilia, Bondoc, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizalde, Co Juanco, Colliantes, Crisologo, Cua Quaresma, Cueva, Juliamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Los Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebka, Secleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhayin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Goed, Gomark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Gico, Gullas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Eliza, Ko Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liatson, Legarda, Lim, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadatu, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marinho, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Navan, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malañao, Novominal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Juan Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Sobeliano, Xiao Silverio, Singson Mihan, Sinsuwat, Swansing Esrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Chotor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Biolago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikorat, Zarate, and Zubiri. Second call, in consideration on third reading of House Bill Number 7724. Abaya, Villanosa, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Costa, Costa Alba, Garao, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Aragones, Aumentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños Nograles, Berzaga, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kanama, Cardema, Kari, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizalde, Co Juanco, Kua, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Fariñas Rudis, Fernando, Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sandro, Guyag, Hernandez, Herrera D, Halosos, Javier Jimenez, Ho Wilton, Konghun, Lazatin, Liachon, Mangodadato, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malañaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Sangkopan, Sarmiento, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Talyado, Tan Alaisa, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Unabia, Uy Juliet, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Yu.
With 195 affirmatives, 0 negative, and 2 abstention, House Bill 7724 is approved on third reading.
Thank you
Sir.
very much. Mr. Speaker, may move that we direct the Secretary General to read House Bill 8269 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
The Secretary General is requested to call the nominal voting for House Bill 8269, measure on third reading.
House Bill number 8269, an act granting Philippine citizenship to Liang Si-Wu. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 8269 on third reading. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Aboy Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas, Nograles, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Pascog, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Biliones, Biron, Bulilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabuchan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Francel, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Maria Laarni, Celeste Chato Chipico, Chungalao, Angelica, Co Elizalde, Coanco, Coliantes, Crisologo, Cua, Quaresma, Cueva, Gudyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Leoso Montalia, Dimapuro Abdullah, Dimapuro Khalid, Duabit, Duhalia, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Icleo, Ilago, Enverga, Erice, Erigiel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Farinas Ria, Farinas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Geron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goroseta, Guico, Gulias, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Jimenez, Co, Elisa, Co, Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Ligarda, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Losotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawag, Mangudadatu, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Niago, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malaniaon, Oaminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Oano Dison, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romaldes Ferdinand, Romaldes Sieda, Romaldo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagabaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salon, Sanchez, Sangkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Saviliano, Siao, Silverio Singson, Singson Mehan, Sinsuwat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Elisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shiri, Tan Shirni, Taheda, Tebes Arnulfo, Tebes Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Eduardo, Villanueva, Noel, Villar, Villarasa, Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap, Eric, Yap, Victor, Yu, Zamora, Ronaldo, Zamora, Waikurat, Sarate, Subiri. Second reading. Second call. Second call for consideration on third reading of House Bill 8269. Abaya, Abillanosa, Abueg Saldibar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Omentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barsaga, Biason, Bilyones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kanama, Cardema, Kari, Chungalao, Angelica, Ko Elizalde, Cojanco, Cuwa, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, Di Mapuro, Khalid, Duabit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Icleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernando Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sandro, Guya Hernandez, Herrera D, Halos Javier Jimenez, Co Wilton, Konghun, Lasatin Liachon, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Núñez Malaniaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao, Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagabaria, Salceda, Sancopan, Sarmiento, Xiao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Talyado, Tan Alisa, Tan Shamir, Tan Sheri, Tan Sherni, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Unabia, Uy Juliet, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Yu. Okay.
With 197 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, and 3 abstention, House Bill 8269 is approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read the title of House Bill 9652 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting?
The Secretary General is requested to read the title of House Bill 9652 and proceed with the nominal voting.
House Bill number 9652, an act exempting from income taxation the honoraria, allowances, and other financial benefits of persons rendering service during an election period, amending for the purpose Section 32B(7) of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 9652 on third reading. Abante, Abaya, Bellanosa, Abu, Abel Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Basco, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arnie, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Co Wangco, Colliantes, Quesologo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Pulyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebka, Secleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Goed, Gomart, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Aurelio, Gonzales, Neptali, Gonzales, Sandro, Goriseta, Gico, Gullas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Kunghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liatson, Ligarda, Lim Carchong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagalaroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagano, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malanyaon, Uwaminal Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Juano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramira Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Angkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Sabellano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuwat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, Si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaysa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Shirney, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Chotor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Mali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Villago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikorat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call for consideration on third reading of House Bill Number 9652. Abaya, Villanosa, Abig Saldivar, Abunda Acosta, Costa Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Aumentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barsaga, Biazon, Bilyones, Beron, Bulot, Busos, Kabatbat, Kanama, Cardema, Kari, Chunggalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizalde, Ko Wangko, Kuwa, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sandro, Guya, Hernandez, Herrera D, Halosos, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Wilton, Kunghun, Lazatin, Liatson, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malanyaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Sangkopan, Sarmiento, Xiao Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Si Alvarado, Tan Alaysa, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Shirney, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Anan, Unavia, Uy Juliet, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, and you.
With 202 voting for affirmative, negative 0 for negative and 0 abstention, House Bill 9652 is hereby approved on third reading.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the Honorable Franz Castro who wishes to explain her vote on House Bill 9652.
The Honorable Castro is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker. Ginoong Speaker, mga kapwa ko mababatas, magandang hapon. Pinagagalak naming maipasa ng kapuluang ito ang House Bill 9652 na naglilinaw sa tax-exempt status ng honoraria, travel allowance at iba pang mga benepisyong natatanggap ng public school teachers, mga kawani ng DepEd at iba pang mga mamamayang nagbo-volunteer bilang chairs at membro ng electoral boards gaya ng Board of Election Inspectors sa tuwing may halalan. Mahigit 10 taon na ang nakaraan mula nang ihain ng ACT Teachers Party List noong 15th Congress ang panukalang naging Republic Act 10756 o ang Election Service Reform Act. Halos 3 taon ang lumipas mula nung hinain namin ang panukalang House Bill 9652. Talagang napakahaba na ng tinakbo ng kampanya para sa makataong kompensasyon at makabuluhang pagkilala sa mga paghihirap at sakripisyo ng libo-libong guro at iba pang mamamayan na nagbo-volunteer tuwing eleksyon. Kinukumpirma lamang ng House Bill 9652 ang batayan ng aming panawagan. Sa unang punto pa lang noong 2018, walang batayang legal ang utos ng BIR na kaltasan ang maliit ng mga benepisyo ng poll service volunteers sa magitan ng pagpapataw ng bagong buwis. Hindi dapat bawasan pa ang kakarampot ng honoraria, travel allowances at iba pang mga benepisyong tinatanggap ng mga sumusuong sa iba't ibang panganib para lamang itaguyod ang halalan at protektahan ang mga boto ng sambayanang Pilipino. Dapat nga ay taasan pa ang mga benepisyong ito. Kaya kaakibat ng House Bill 9652, ang panukalang i-review ng COMELEC ang halaga ng honoraria, travel allowance at mga compensation package na nasa ESRA. 5 taon na ang lumipas matapos ipasa ang batas, pero hindi pa ini-increase ang mga benepisyo sa kabila ng mandato sa COMELEC na i-review at ipanukala ang pagtaas ng mga ito. Pinapasalamatan ng kinatawang ito sina Senadora Nancy Binay na naghain ng Senate Bill 117 at Senador Win Gatchalian na naghain ng Senate Bill 1193. Ngayon ay nananawagan kami, 10 ng ating mga kaguruan sa Senado na ipasa sa kagyat na panahon ang panukalang ito para naman matanggap ng election service volunteers ng buong buo ang mga benepisyo nila sa 2022 elections. Dahil nakikita nating mas matagal, mas mahirap at mas peligroso ang halalan dahil sa pandemya at politikal na claim. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker at mga kamambabatas. Magandang hapon.
Maraming salamat, Honorable Castro. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the Honorable Representative Sara Elago who wishes to explain her vote on House Bill 9652.
The Honorable Elago, you may proceed.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker. Sinusuportahan ng Kabataan Party List ang pagbibigay ng dagdag na kompensasyon sa mga nagsisilbi bilang mga frontliners ng national at local elections sa pamamagitan ng mga exemption ng kanilang minimal na honorarium mula sa income taxation at iba pang mga dagdag na benepisyo. Deserve po ng ating mga guro at lahat ng mga volunteer na lingkod bayan ng eleksyon ang buong kompensasyon nila ng walang kaltas, lalong-lalo na at ang karamihan sa mga ito at may mga trabaho rin sa public sector gaya ng mga public school teachers na maglilingkod sa ating mga voting at iba pang mga pangangailangan sa darating halalan. Malaking bagay ang agarang pagsasabatas at pagpapatupad nito, lalo na at mapalapit na ang 2022 national elections sa gitna pa ng paglaban natin sa COVID-19 pandemic kung kailan doble ang peligro sa ating mga frontliners. Ito po ang dahilan kung bakit ang boto ng kabataan sa House Bill number 9652 ay yes na yes. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Honorable Elago. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read House Bill 9913 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
The Secretary General is requested to read the title of House Bill 9913. Please proceed.
House Bill number 9913, an act clarifying the income taxation of proprietary educational institution, amending for the purpose Section 27B of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9913. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Baskug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bundok, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabotchan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Predinil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Maria Laarni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elisaldi, Coanco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Kuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Lioso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duabit, Duali, Duterte, Dido Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ayan, Evcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Fia, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Julia, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Montevella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gatasaya, Gatchalian, Gato, Geron, Goed, Gomart, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Guico, Gulyas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halashos, Javier Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Konggun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacsanuel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Ligarda, Limcaychong, Lopez, Loyola, Lustoton, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangungudatu, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad, Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Ominal Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Juano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Pajermos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Hato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangkupan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulog, Savillano, Xiao Silverio, Singson, Singson Mehan, Sinsuat, Sonsing Estrelita, Sonsing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sharni, Tejada, Teves, Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Chanco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulpo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Balmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villaferte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villarosa Suarez, Villarica, Villago, Yap Eric, Yak Victor, Yu, Samoro Ronaldo, Samoro Waicuratsa, Rate, Subiri. Second call for consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9913. Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta Alba, Agrao, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Mentado, Bagaching, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barsaga, Biason, Bilyones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cardema, Kari, Chungalao ko, Angelica ko, Elizalde, Kuwangko, Kuwa, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero Espino, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortun, Gorbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sandro, Guya, Hernandez, Herrera D, Aleshos, Javier, Jimenez, Co Wilton, Konghun, Lesatin, Liachon, Mangungudato, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malaniaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Sangcopan, Sarmiento, Siao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Tan Alisa, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Unabia, Uy Juliet, Veloso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica Yu.
With 203 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, House Bill 9913 is hereby approved on third reading.
Mr.
Majority
Speaker,
Leader.
may we recognize the Honorable Representative Franz Castro, who wishes to explain her vote.
The distinguished representative of ACT Teacher is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker. Muli, magandang hapon po, Ginoong Speaker, mga kamambabatas at mga kababayan. Bumoboto po ang ACT Teachers Party List ng Yes sa House Bill 9913. Yes ito, hindi lamang para sa mas mababang buwis para sa mga pribadong eskwelahan, kundi para rin maiwasan ang tanggalan ng mga guro at kawani na mangyayari kapag magbawas ng operasyon ang mga eskwelahan o di kaya'y tuluyan silang magsara dahil sa higit dobling increase ng income tax na sinisingil sa kanila. Nangyari na nga ito simula nang pumasok ang COVID-19 sa bansa. Hindi bababa sa 900 na mga eskwelahan ang nagsara o nag-minimize ng operations dahil sa pagliit ng enrollment at sa krisis sa ekonomiya. Marami nang lumiit ang sweldo dahil sa signifikanteng pagbabawas sa kanilang teaching load, nilagay sa floating status at di sigurado kung may maasahan pang sweldo o tuluyang natatanggal sa trabaho. Pero pinasahol ng BIR ang problema nang nilabas nito ang Revenue Regulation 5-2021. Nilahad ang bagong interpretasyon sa National Internal Revenue Code at tinaas mula sa 10% hanggang 20% ang income tax rate ng mga proprietary educational institutions o private schools. Kontra ito sa teksto at esensya ng saligang batas na nagbibigay ng preferential tax rate para sa mga pribadong eskwelahan. Kontra ito sa intensyon ng Kongreso na bigyan muna ng mas mababang 1% tax rate ang mga eskwelahan hanggang July 1, 2023. Sa panahon na matinding pangangailangan na protektahan ang sektor ng edukasyon at manggagawa sa edukasyon, lalo pa silang ginigipit ng BIR. Kahalintulad nito ang ginawa ng BIR sa honoraria travel allowance ng mga election service volunteers. Bagong interpretasyon sa existing tax laws para lang makapagpataw ng bagong buwis. Nakakalungkot na isipin na kinakailangan pang maglabas ang Kongreso ng itong klarifikasyon sa forma ng panukalang batas para ituwid ang maling interpretasyon. Sa ganitong kadahilanan, Ginoong Speaker, nirerehistro namin ang botong yes para sa House Bill 9913.
Thank you, Honorable Castro. Majority Leader.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the Honorable Representative Sara Ilago, who wishes to explain her vote.
The Honorable Lago is recognized via Zoom.
Sumusuporta ang kabataan sa House Bill 9913 dahil sinasagot nito ang daing ng mga nasa sektor sa edukasyon, kabilang ang maliliit na pribadong paaralan hinggil sa buwis na sisingilin sa kanila ng PIR. Ito rin ay naglalaman ng substansyal na layunin at panawagan ng Kabataan Party List sa aming panukala na House Resolution number 2008. Sa bisa ng House Bill number 9913, papipigilan ang pagpataw ng dagdag na pasakit sa mga institusyong naghihirap na nga sa gitna ng pandemya. Dapat lamang na pagtuunan ng pansin ang kalagayan ng ating mga paaralan habang pinapasa nila ang responsibilidad na tiyakin ang pagkatuto ng mga kabataan, lalo na at patuloy pa rin nilang sinikap na umayon sa pagpapatupad ng distance learning pamahalaan. Paninindigan at panawagan ng kabataan ng House Bill number 9913 ay magbibigay rin ng daan sa dagdag pang mga hakbang upang pagtuunan ng pansin at tugunan ang pangangailangan para sa ayuda sa mga estudyante, guro, mga kawani at mga educational institutions mismo, lalo na ang mga maliliit na private schools, pati na ang kailangan nilang pondo para sa paghahanda sa ligtas na balik sa eskwela at ligtas na pagbabalik ng face-to-face classes at on-campus education. Sa mga batayan na ito, Ginoong Speaker, yung boto ng kabataan ay yes sa House Bill number 991. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Honorable Elago. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read the title of House Bill 8109 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill 8109 and proceed for nominal voting.
House Bill number 8109, an act declaring the province of Ilocos Norte as the garlic capital of the Philippines. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 8109 on third reading. Abante, Abaya, Belenosa, Abu, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Gabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Orbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chunggalaw, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Co Wangco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Colyamat, Dagoc, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, Di Maporo Abdullah, Di Maporo Cali, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Goed, Gomart, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goreseta, Guico, Gulias, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Jimenez, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Conghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Ligarda, Lim, Caichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangodadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malanyaon, Uaminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Uano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirasato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Ieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Angcopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Sabellano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaysa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherney, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Chotor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unavia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikorat, Zarate, and Zubiri. Second call, in consideration on third reading of House Bill Number 8109. Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Aumentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños Nograles, Barzaga, Bilyones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cardema, Cari, Chungalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizalde, Ko Juanco, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzalez Sandro, Guya, Hernandez, Herrera D, Halosos, Javier, Jimenez, Co Wilton, Conghun, Lazatin, Leachon, Mangodadatu, Mercoleta, Mariño, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles 1, Nunez Malaniaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Sangcopan, Xiao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Tan Alaysa, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sharni, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Unabia, Uy Juliet, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica.
With 206 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, and 1 abstention, House Bill 8109 is approved on third reading. Majority floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. May we direct the Secretary General to read the title of House Bill 8850 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General, you may proceed.
House Bill Number 8850, an act modernizing the Bureau of Immigration by defining its powers and function, further professionalizing its organization, upgrading the compensation and benefits of its officials and employees, and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill Number 8850. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Enaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Baskug, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabutyan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizalde, Coangco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Colyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duabit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Cleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Pariñas Iria, Pariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gatasaya, Gatchalian, Gato, Geron, Goed, Gomark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goreseta, Guico, Gullas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera, D. Hofer, Halosos, Javier Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Konggun, Labad-Labad, Lacson Noel Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin Liachon, Legarda, Lim Lingkaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Makapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangungudatu, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natinbida, Nagaño, Naba, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez, Blanyaon, Ominal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Pajermos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Pañotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Roberts, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo Romulo Roque Sakdalan sa Garbaria, sa Kaluran, Salceda, sa Limbangan, Salo, Sanchez, Sangkupan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, sa Ulog, Savillano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson Mehan, Sinswat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntaisi, Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Tebes, Arnolfo, Tebes Jose, Chanco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulpo, Tupas, Yutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ugab, Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Balmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villaperte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica Villolago, Yap Eric, Yak Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Sarate Subiri. Second call for consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8850. Abaya, Abellanosa, Abweg, Saldibar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Amintado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños, Rograles, Barsaga, Bilyones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cardema, Kari, Chungalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizaldi, Ko Wangko, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero Espino, Farinas Rudy Cesar, Fernando Fortun, Garbin Gonzaga Gonzalez Sandro, Guya Hernandez, Herrera D, Aloso Javier Jimenez, Co Wilton, Konggun, Lasatin, Liachon, Mangungudato, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malaniaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Xiao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Tan Alaisa, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Unabia, Uy Juliet, Veloso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva, Eduardo, Villarasa, Suarez, Villarica.
With 209 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, and 0 abstention. House Bill 8850 is approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the Honorable Representative Ferdinand Gaite, who wishes to explain his vote on House Bill 8850?
The distinguished gentleman from Bayan Muna Party List is recognized.
Salamat po, kagaling-galing ng Speaker. Mr. Speaker, mga kapwa mambabatas, mga kababayan. Yes po ang boto ng kinatawang ito sa House Bill 8850, an act modernizing Bureau of Immigration by defining its powers and functions, further professionalizing its organization, upgrading compensation and benefits of its officials and employees, and appropriating funds therefore. Ang pagsuporta ng kinatawang ito ay batay na rin sa pakipagkonsultahan sa mga kawani sa ilalim ng Bureau of Immigration at sa kanilang union. Positibo ang pagtanggap ng mga kawani sa pagpapaunlad ng BI sabay ng pagdadagdag sa kanilang mga benepisyo at upgrading ng ilang posisyon sa ahensya. Sa pagbibigay ng dagdag na benepisyo at upgrading sa mga kawani ng BI, na katitiyak tayo ang pagpapabilis at pagpapaunlad ng kanilang serbisyo sa taong bayan. Bagamat sa unang bahagi kahit may mga tinutulan tayo ng mga provision ng House Bill 8850, kagaya na lamang ng labis na kapangyarihan o prerogative sa Pangulo ng Pilipinas na maaaring abusuhin, na pagtagumpayan naman natin na ito ay maalis sa panukalang batas. Kung kaya ang kinatuang ito humiling na maging co-author ng panukalang batas. Kaya naman Mr. Speaker at mga kababayan, sa ganitong kadahilanan, ang kinatawang ito ay yes ang boto sa House Bill 8850. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Congressman Gaite, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read the title of House Bill 9143 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting?
The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill 9143 and proceed with the nominal voting.
House Bill number 9143, an act institutionalizing the national policy on access and benefit sharing from the utilization of Philippine genetic resources and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 9143 on third reading. Abante, Abaya, Bellanosa, Abu, Abel Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Bañas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascu, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Beron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabuchan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chunggalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizalde, Ko Wangko, Colliantes, Quesologo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Colyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Goed, Gomart, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Gico, Gulias, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier Jimenez, Ko Eliza, Ko Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim, Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marinho, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malanaon, Uwaminal Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Quimbo, Radasa, Ramirasato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Angkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Sabeliano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuwat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, Si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaysa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Chotor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villarada Suarez, Villarica, Piolago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikarat, Zarate, and Zubiri. Second call, in consideration on third reading of House Bill Number 9143. Abaya, Villanosa, Abeg Saldivar, Abunda, Costa, Costa Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Umentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños Nagrales, Barsaga, Bilyones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Cardema, Cari, Chunggalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizalde, Coangco, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, De Maporo Cali, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sandro, Buya, Hernandez, Herrera D, Halosos, Javier, Cowilton, Conghun, Lazatin, Liachon, Mangodadato, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malanyaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Xiao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Tan Alaysa, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica.
With 205 voting for affirmative, 6 negative, 0 abstention, House Bill 9143 is approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we please recognize the Honorable Representative Euphemia Kulyamat, who wishes to explain her vote on House Bill 9143.
The representative from Bayan Monoparties is hereby recognized. I think it's Congresswoman Kulyamat who wished to explain.
Sorry, Ms.
or Congressman.
It's Congressman Ferdinand Gaite. I'm sorry. On House Bill 8850.
The Honorable Gaite is
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sino po sa bayan muna who wish to explain their
Mr.
vote?
Chair, I believe it's Congresswoman Euphemia Kulyamat.
Mr. Chair, ito na po ako, Mr. Chair.
Please proceed, ma'am. Apologies.
Mr. Chair, mga kapwa ko mambabatas na nasa Zoom at maging sa plenaryo, magandang hapon sa ating lahat. No, ang boto ng representasyong ito sa House Bill number 9143 o ang Philippine Genetic Resources Access and Benefit Sharing Act or PGRABS Act, no? Sa bansang mahirap, Mr. Chair, gaya ng Pilipinas, walang katiyakan ang pakinabang ng mga komunidad na nangangalaga sa mga natural na rekursong meron tayo. Kung pantay na benepisyo ba ang mapupunta sa bansa at may teknolohiyang gagamit ng ating genetic resources ay isa pang dagdag na usapin. Sa usaping ito, Mr. Chair, mahalagang matiyak ang partisipasyon ng lahat ng mga apektadong sektor. Sa Section 6, itatayo ang isang Interagency Committee on Genetic Resources and Associate Traditional Knowledge. Ngunit walang representasyon ng mga organisasyon ng mga katutubo at ang mga apektadong sektor. Sa karanasan ng mga katutubong komunidad, karamihan sa mga pananaliksik sa mga lupang ninuno ay hindi pa nakabatay sa pagpapaunlad ng mga komunidad, ngunit para sa pagsusulong ng interes ng tubo at pagpasok ng mga proyektong extractive industries. Habang bukas tayo sa mga pag-unlad sa siyensya at paglinang ng mga produkto mula sa patas na paggamit ng ating rekurso, dapat ay nakabatay ito sa pagpapaunlad din ng buhay, kalusugan at kagalingan ng mamamayan at hindi nakabatay sa komersyalisasyon ng genetic resources ng bansa. Kung ang rekursong ito ay linangin man, dapat natitiyak na ito ay nakaangkla sa programa ng pagpapaunlad ng bansa at pagtugon sa mga pangangailangan ng mamamayan. Dahil dito, Mr. Chair, no ang boto ng kinatawang ito. Maraming salamat at magandang hapon ulit sa ating lahat.
Maraming salamat po to the Honorable Kunamat. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read the title of House Bill 9306 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Bill number 9306, an act providing for a comprehensive and rationalized grant of rewards to informers for the discovery of violations of internal revenue and custom laws. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9306. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Adbincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Enaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosa, Bulut. Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabutyan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano, Alan Peter, Cayetano, Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizaldi, Coangco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Kua, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhalid, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Evcas, El Cleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Pariñas Ria, Pariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Pentevella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gatasaya, Gatchalian, Gato, Geron, Goed, Gomark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goreseta, Guico, Gulyas, Guya, Haresco, Ataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangungudato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malanaon, Ominal Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordonez Ortega, Juano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Pajernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho. Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romandes Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Angkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulog, Sabellano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson Mehan, Sinso Watson, Sing Estradita, Sing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejado, Teves Arnolpo, Teves Jose, Chanco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulpo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Mario Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Balmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Villoso, Vergara, Villa, Villaferte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar Birreira, sa Suarez, Villarica, Villalago, Yap Eric, Piak Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Sarate Subiri. Second call for consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9306. Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg, Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Amentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyos Nograles, Barsaga, Billones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Cardema, Chari, Chonggalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizalde, Ko Wangko, Dasa de Jesus de Venecia, Defensor Michael, de Mapor, Cali, Duabi, Tuali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero Espino, Parinas Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortune, Garbin, Gonzales Sandro, Guya, Hernandez, Herrera D. Aloshos, Javier Co. Wilton, Conggun, Lasatin, Liachon, Mangungudatu, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malanaon, Ordonez, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Xiao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Tan Alaisa, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sharni, Tevis Arnulpo, Tevis Josetti, Alan, Uli Juliet, Villoso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica.
With 212 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, House Bill 9306 is approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read the title of House Bill 9315 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting?
The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill 9315 and hereby directed to proceed with nominal voting.
House Bill number 9315, an act providing for the expeditious resolution of electoral protests. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9315. Abante, Abaya, Villanosa, Abu, Abel Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Bascug, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Beron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabuchan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arnie Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chonggalaw, Co Angelica, Co Elizalde, Co Juanco, Coliantes, Crisologo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Colyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael de los Santos, de los Montallo, de Maporo Abdullah, de Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhayin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy, Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Fentebella, Gaite, Gerbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Goed, Gomart, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Boriseta, Gico, Gulias, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Kunghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Legarda, Limlim, Kachong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mga Dadatu, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Uaminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Uano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez, Torremulia, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Angkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Sabellano, Shaw, Silverio, Singson, Mihan, Sinsuwat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaysa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unavia, Ungam, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Villago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikarat, Zarate, and Zubiri. Second call, in consideration of House Bill number 9315 on third reading. Abaya, Abellanosa, Abeg Saldivar, Abunda, Costa Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Aumentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nagrales, Barzaga, Bilyones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Cardema, Cari, Chungalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizalde, Ko Juanco, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernando Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sandro, Guya, Hernandez, Herrera D, Halosos, Javier, Conghun, Lazatin, Liachon, Mga Dadatu, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malañaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Xiao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, si Alvarado, Tan Alaysa, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villaraza Suarez, and Villarica.
With 213 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, House Bill 9315 is approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may we direct the Secretary General to read the title of House Bill 9389 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Bill number 9389, an act providing for a comprehensive nursing law, promoting a more responsive and effective healthcare system, and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9389. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Saldivar, Bunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagaching, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bulilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabutsan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Maria Laarni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Coangco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cuwa, Caresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael De Los Santos, Delioso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duabit Duali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Cleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Riña, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Pentabella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gatasaya, Gatchalian, Gato, Geron, Goed, Gomart, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Gorseta, Guico, Gulyas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Ponggun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangungudato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Naba, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Ominal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Pajermos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdo Sieda, Romualdo Romulo Roque, Sakdalan, sa Garbaria, sa Kaluran, Salceda, sa Limbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangkupan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, sa Ulog, sa Villano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson Mian, Sinswat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaysa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Sharif, Tan Cherny, Tejada, Tebes Arnolfo, Tebes Jose, Chanco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali, Alfonso, Umali, Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Balmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Biolago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Sarate Subiri. Second, call for consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9389. Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg, Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez, Pantaleon, Amatong, Umentado, Bagaching, Balindong, Baños Nograles, Barsaga, Billones, Biron, Bulot, Bustos, Cardema, Cari, Chongalao, Angelica, Co Olisaldi, Coangco, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, De Maporo Cali, Duabit, Duali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Parinas, Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Sandro, Guya, Hernandez, Herrera Di Salos Jos, Javier, Conggun, Lasatin, Liachon, Mangungudatu, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malañaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Paduano, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Xiao, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Tan Eliza, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva, Eduardo, Villarisa Suarez, Villarica. Villaras Suarez, Villarica.
With 213 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, House Bill number 9389 is hereby approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of House Bill number 9490 and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
I think there's one more individual who wished to explain his vote. Honorable Gaite.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. The Honorable Gaite is recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. But before I proceed with my explanation of vote, again, I would like to manifest that we are still we wrote the Committee on Civil Service last May 26, 2021. And during the interpellation last August 4, this representation reiterated our maintenance of maintaining our position of being a co-author of the said bill, having filed House Bill 3477 previously, which was consolidated to this bill. So we, again, gleaning from the version posted on our website, hindi pa ho kami muli hindi pa na ibabalik ang mga pangalan namin sa Makabayan Black as authors. Be that as it may, tuloy ko po ang aking paliwanag sa boto. Ginong Speaker, yes ang boto ng kinatawang ito sa House Bill 9389 o Comprehensive Nursing Bill. Karapat-dapat ng magpasa ng bagong batas sa propesyon ng nursing upang maging angkop ito sa kalagayan ng mga nurse at mamamayang Pilipino. Maraming positibong probisyon ang House Bill 9389. Kabilang dito, ang una, pagkilala sa kalusugan bilang batayang karapatan ng mamamayang Pilipino. Ikalwa, malinaw na pagsaklaw sa lahat ng mga nurses, kapwa sa pampubliko at pribadong sektor, at probisyon sa entry minimum salary katumbas na salary grade 15. May ilang mga kulang at kakapusan ng panukalang batas na hindi lubusang sinasang-ayunan ng mga NARS. At ito ay ang mga sumusunod. Una, ang mandatory requirement na ang Continuing Professional Development, CPD, sa halip na ibatay ito sa pangangailangan ng serbisyo. Ikalawa, pagkategorya sa mga NARS batay sa academic requirements, certification at CPD, at na nakatutok lamang sa career progression at labor market driven sa halip na batay sa pangangailangan ng mamamayan. Pangatlo, pag-require ng National Nurses Admission Test na maaaring magpalala sa komersyalisasyon ng edukasyon. At panghuli, pagpapanatili ng return service agreement na wala namang pagtiyak ng service orientation ng edukasyon, sapat na nakabubuhay ng sweldo, benepisyo, at makataong kondisyon sa paggawa. Ganun pa man, isang positibong hakbang para sa pagsusulong ng kagalingan at karapatan ng mga NARS ang House Bill 9389. Ngunit, kailangan patuloy na manindigan at tumaban ang mga NARS, lalong-lalo sa harap ng kasalukuyang kakulangan, delay at pagkakait ng karampatang sweldo, benepisyo at proteksyon sa ating mga NARS. Muli, Ginong Speaker, yes ang boto ng kinatawang ito sa House Bill 9389. Mabuhay ang ating mga nagbubuwis buhay ng mga NARS. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat, Congressman Gaite. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we begin our consideration of House Bill 9490. And earlier, the Honorable Bem Noel of the party list Anwaray indicated a desire to be named a co-author of this measure as it covers his constituency. With that, Mr. Speaker, I move that the Honorable Bem Noel be made a co-author of House Bill 9490. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of House Bill 9490 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting for approval on third reading. House Bill 9490. So move, Mr. Speaker.
The Secretary General is requested and directed to read the title of House Bill 9490 and to likewise proceed with the nominal voting.
House Bill number 9490, an act developing the TICOG industry, creating for the purpose the TICOG Research and Development Center, establishing the Banig Subsidy Fund, and declaring the municipality of Basi, the province of Samar, as the Banig capital of the Philippines. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 9490 on third reading. Abante, Abaya, Villanosa, Abu, Abeg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Gabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Bañas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Beron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chunggalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizaldi, Ko Juanco, Coliantes, Crisologo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Los Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Puentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian Gato, Heron, Go Edgo, Mark Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Gudeseta, Gico, Gullas, Guya, Jaresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Haloso, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Eliza, Ko Wilton, Kung Hun, Labad-Labad, Lakson, Laksanoel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim, Kaichong Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Makapag-Alaroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Uwaminal Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirasato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, sa Garbaria, sa Kaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Angcopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Severiano, Shaw, Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuwat, Swansing Astrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaysa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Shirney, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikorat, Zarate, and Zubiri. Second call in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9490. Abalia, Abellanosa, Abeg Saldipar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Aumentada, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños Nograles, Barzaga, Billones, Beron, Bulot, Bustos, Cardema, Cari, Chunggalaw, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizaldi, Ko Wangco, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, De Maporo, Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Di Faustino Ino, Ecleo, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sandro, Guya, Hernandez, Haloso, Javier, Conjun, Lazatin, Liachon, Pangudadato, Marcoleta, Marino, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Nunez Malañaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Shaw, Singson, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Tan Alaysa, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Shirney, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villaraza Suarez, and Villarica.
with 214 voting affirmative, 0 negative, and 1 abstention. House Bill number 9490 is hereby approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the House Bill number 9533 and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General, you may proceed.
House Bill number 9533, an act promoting entrepreneurship by establishing a House Bill number 9533, an act promoting entrepreneurship by establishing a socialized microfinancing program for microenterprises through the Pondo sa Pagbabago at Pag-asenso program and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill 9533. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abweg Saldivar, Abunda, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Adbincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Babagatching, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabutyan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Frednil, Cayetano, Alan Peter, Cayetano, Maria Laarni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Ko Angelica, Ko Elizaldi, Ko Wangko, Colyantes, Crisologo, Kuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Los Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duabit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Evcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Pontebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gatasaya, Gatchalian, Gato, Geron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neftali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Guico, Gulyas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Konggun, Labad-Labat, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangangudato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malanyaon, Ominal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Juanyo Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Pajernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Pañotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Yeda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangcopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulog, Sabellano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson Mehan, Sinswat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, Chanco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Ajego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Juliet, Rolando, Valeriano, Balmayor, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villaferte, Villanueva, Eduardo, Villanueva, Noel, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Biolago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Zarate Subiri. Second call for consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9533. Abaya Abellanosa, Abueg Saldivar, Abunda Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Umentado, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barsaga, Billones, Biron, Bulut, Bustos, Cardema, Cari, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Coangco, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Michael, Dimaporo Khalid, Duabit, Duhali, Dipa Ustino Ino, Cleo Ermita Buhain, Escudero Espino, Parinas Rudy Cesar, Fernando, Fortun, Garbin, Gonzaga, Gonzales Sadro, Guya, Hernandez, Alosa Xavier, Congun, Lesatin Liachon, Mangundato, Marcoleta, Mariño, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan, Núñez Malaniaon, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Pichay Pimentel, Pineda, Rivera, Romero, Sagarbaria, Salceda, Xiao, Singson, Suarez, Aleta, Suarez, David, C. Alvarado, Tan Alaisa, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Cherny, Teves Alnupo, Teves Jose, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica.
With 215 voting for affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, House Bill 9533 is approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that all the House bills that has been approved today be transmitted to the Senate immediately. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the approval of Journal Number 3, dated August 2 to 4, 2021. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of the bills. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Patapos na rin naman.
Saan ka nakapost ng shortcut? May shortcut ka na ba? May shortcut ka pa ba? Wala mo. Hindi pa abot eh. Nag-mold ko na eh.
Secretary General, if you're ready, we can proceed.
Additional reference of business. Resolutions. House Resolution 2137, resolution urging the House of Representatives through the Special Committee on Creative Industry and Performing Arts and other appropriate committees of the House of Representatives to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the state of the Philippine publishing industry and other related industries by Representatives De Venecia and Benitez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2138, resolution urging the House of Representatives through the Committee on Health and the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the reported unpaid COVID-19 pandemic-related benefits to health workers and to mandate the immediate distribution of such to all health workers in public and private facilities. By Representatives Gaite, Zarate, Culyamat, Castro Franz, Brosas, and Elago.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2139, resolution urging the Commission on Elections to extend the deadline for voter registration from September 30, 2021 to October 31, 2021 to prevent the voter disenfranchisement brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic by Representatives Erice, Lim Kay Chong, Belmonte, Abaya, Amatong, Billones, Bordado, Chato, Daza, Hataman, Lagman, Peña, Kimbo, Ramirez Sato, and Umali Alfonso.
the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reform,
House Resolution 2140, resolution strongly urging the House of Representatives through the Committee on Science and Technology to increase the much-needed funding of the Philippine Genome Center and its satellite offices in Visayas and Mindanao, and its crucial role in genome sequencing to detect the threat of emerging variants in identified coronavirus disease cases in the Philippines. By Representative Ho Elisa.
to the Committee on Appropriation,
House Resolution 2141, resolution expressing the collective sense of the House to commemorate the 12th death anniversary of the late brother Eranio G. Manalo on August 31, 2021 by Representative Castelo.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2142, resolution urging President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to revert the supervision and control of the National Irrigation Administration from the Office of the President to the Department of Agriculture by Representative Kabatbat.
to the Committee on Agriculture and Food,
House Resolution 2143, resolution calling for an investigation in aid of legislation by the proper committee of the House of Representatives regarding the overpriced procurement of face shield by the Quezon City government by Representative Defensor Michael.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2144, resolution congratulating and commending the Filipino athletes who represented the Philippines at the 2020 Summer Olympics for bringing honor and pride to the country by Representative Vargas.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2145, resolution urging the Department of Information and Communications Technology and other concerned national and local government agencies to fast-track the launch of digital COVID-19 vaccination certificates that can be recognized overseas and across local government units by Representative Vargas.
to the Committee on Information and Communication Technology,
House Resolution 2146, resolution urging the House through its committees on good government and public accountability and public accounts to jointly investigate in aid of legislation the alleged anomalous transactions in the distribution of the Social Amelioration Program of the Department of Social Welfare and Development by Representative Zarate, Gaite, Colyamat, Castro Franz, Brosas, and Elago.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2147, resolution directing the House Committee on Public Accounts to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the highly irregular fund transfers worth 162.9 million to the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict and TFLCAC from the Technical Education and Skills Development or TESDA and the DILG during 2020 by Representatives Brosas, Zarate, Gaite, Colyamat, Castro Franz, and Elago.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2148, resolution urging the appropriate House Committee to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the issue of exploitation and commodification of the Kalinga culture of tattooing, known as the batok, with the end in view of strengthening the protection of the intellectual and traditional property rights, cultural resources, practices, and material heritage of our indigenous peoples and communities by Representative Ligarda.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2149, resolution expressing the profound sympathies and sincerest condolences of the House to the bereaved family of Supreme Court Justice Jose P. Perez by Representative Tambunting.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2150, resolution expressing profound sympathies and sincerest condolences of the House on the demise of former Deputy Speaker and Cebu Governor Pablo Pabling Garcia by Representative Tambunting.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2151, resolution congratulating and commending Giselle Mark Araula Magsayo, Mark Magnifico Magsayo for successfully defending the World Boxing Organization International Featherweight Championship on August 21 in Las Vegas, Nevada, United States of America by Representative Chato.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 2152, resolution congratulating and commending Nesty Petesio, Yumir Marshall, and Carlo Paalam for winning the silver and bronze medal for the Philippines in the boxing competition in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics at the Kokogikan Arena by Representative Suntay.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 2153, resolution urging the House Committees on Government Enterprises and Privatization and Health to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on PhilHealth Circular number 2021-0013 on temporary suspension of payment of claims by the PhilHealth by Representative Herrera D.
To the Committee on Rules.
Additional reference of business. Message from the Senate. Message dated August 4, 2021, informing the House that on even date, the Senate approved the Conference Committee report of the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill number 1832 and House Bill number 7406.
To the Committee on Rules.
Communication. Letter dated August 5, 2021 of the Secretary, DNR, transmitting to the House a copy of the Addendum and Renewal Agreement of the Financial or Technical Assistance Agreement number 001 executed by and between the Office of the President and Oceana Gold Philippines Incorporated.
To the Committee on Natural Resources. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend the session until tomorrow, August 24, 2021 at 2 p.m.
Session suspended. Thank you, everyone. Session suspended until 2 p.m. August 24. Thank you.
Recording stopped.